Yo, it's your boy Bernard, and welcome to another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast, where I'll be discussing all the news that has caught my eye this week. All right, so first things first, I have to give a rest in peace to Ron Friedman. So Ron Friedman wrote on Gen 1 of Transformers. He actually passed away from cardiopulmonary arrest in Woodland Hills, California on September 15th. Oh man, that's my sister's birthday. At the age of 93 years old. So he actually wrote the original Transformers movie. So he is the guy who killed Optimus Prime. So trying to think, did he also write on the show? I believe he did. So double checking his credits as we speak. Looks like he worked on the G.I. Joe movie as well. Let's go to his screenwriting credits. My Favorite Martian, Get Smart, Bewitched, Gilligan's Island, The Andy Griffith Show, I Dream a Genie. I'm just naming the shows that I watched growing up, even though they were reruns at that point. The Partridge Family, The Odd Couple, That's My Mama, All in the Family, Chico and the Man, Happy Days, Starsky and Hutch, Charlie's Angels, Dukes of Hazzard, Fantasy Island, Ace Crawford, Private Eye, 9 to 5. He wrote 9 to 5. Oh, that's based off of, okay, that's the sitcom that's based off the movie. The Fall Guy, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Bionic 6, the 90s. Okay, why is G.I. Joe on here twice? I guess it's a different studio. New WKRP in Cincinnati, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Tasmania. And as far as films goes, I just saw Transformers the movie for the first time a couple months ago. My Power Rangers group got together, and one of our guys, Bodan, was like, "What? You've never seen Transformers?" And we ended up watching it. It's an okay movie. And he also did G.I. Joe, the animated movie, which we were going to watch, but by then it was like, I think almost midnight. But yeah, 93 years old, lived a full life. He was also on Gilbert Gottfried. I didn't even know Gilbert Gottfried had a podcast before he passed. But apparently when he was on that podcast, he recounted his experience with Lucille Ball telling Gilbert about Desi Arnaz pulling a gun on Orson Welles and threatening to kill him if he did not deliver the long-promised script for The Fountain of Youth in 1956. Wow. Yeah, 3 children. Like I said, long life. All right, my first story. Loco, don't start. Teen Wolf, the MTV series. Tyler Posey played Scott McCall for 7 seasons and did a movie. He said that he wrote a second movie. So he said he was doing an interview, I guess, with Deadline. He said, we did a film for Paramount a few years ago now, and it was originally supposed to be a 3-picture deal. And then it sort of abandoned ship after that. Oh, this was with People magazine. But everybody wants more. So he said, so I wrote the second film. I'm trying to get that one made. But then I have an idea for a third. Or are we just going to do a TV series? But there will be more. I'm going to spearhead it. I want it really bad. I would like to see the script, because although I liked Teen Wolf, the movie, it wasn't like much ado about nothing. It was basically just a plot device to bring Allison Argent back from the dead. You can go back and listen to the review that me and Samir did. Samir hated the movie, but also Samir really didn't like. He liked Teen Wolf, but he didn't enjoy it because it didn't follow the lore of all the other supernatural stuff that's traditional. So like, he would get mad if like something new was introduced, like the Kanama in season 2. He's like, well, what's the point of this? And he just shut up and let the lore flow through. Okay, they're making the lore as they go along. I don't know if a Kanama is actually something else that's been involved in sci-fi before, or if it was invented for Teen Wolf. Then, He also got mad that there were no lesbians on the show. I was like, sorry. Samir's problem is he really don't care about nothing unless lesbians are involved. You They got to be black, lesbian, vampires. That's his trifecta. I actually have the meme saved. Do I still have it saved? I think I still have it saved. It's a Vince McMahon. It was like one episode of Raw where he's like getting excited, and it's a 3-tiered meme, and that's Samir in a nutshell. All right, my next story is simply trailer reactions. So we're going to go ahead and get into these trailers. So the first trailer isn't really a trailer per se. It's more of like a look back on Stranger Things, which I am currently rewatching season 3. I just finished episode 1, where they started to flesh out Erica's character a little bit more, and Lucas and Max are dating. All right, so if this ever loads, let's go ahead and get into this retrospective of Stranger Things. And it says something went wrong. What the hell do you mean something went wrong? All right, let's try this again. Great. Here we go. It's 3 minutes long.
There's something magical about childhood.
Turn this down.
We wanted to do what we could to capture that feeling.
Hi, come here!
That ultimately is the heart of the story of Stranger Things.
I'm really gonna miss this show, but it's time for it to end.
When I read that pilot, I thought it was one of the best pilots I'd ever read.
It's been
It
9
felt
years.
so pure and just beautiful.
We were just a bunch of random kids from different places that just loved our characters. We loved this story.
Smile and wave. Hello.
We've been doing it for such a long time. We've grown up as a family.
This is my best friend.
I got to watch these kids grow up, which was the biggest gift that this show has given me.
Hopefully their science teacher has more to do.
Grand as we always seem to get, like season by season, it still feels like the same group of nerds from the first season.
Fireball!
I wonder if they're gonna play into Eddie.
Part of the magic of this show, even as we
They're Sean
evolve,
Levy.
even as the storytelling becomes more epic,
And you explode through!
it's always anchored in these characters that we love.
Whether they're a popular dude or some band nerd, a parent, a teacher, a Russian
Alexei.
scientist, everybody sort of
R.I.P. to
feels
Alexei.
like they're kind of an outcast. And I think this show is about like bringing people like that together.
It's that classic tale of good and evil. And the good guys are so good and the bad guys are so bad.
Here's Robin.
This is the biggest season we've ever had in terms of action,
Wow, they built the town.
in terms of visual effects.
I thought like it was
in
always
terms
like
of
a
story.
like an abandoned town or
Ultimately,
something like
what
that.
people want is they want to see these characters together one last time.
It's more of an adventure and more of a mission, which I really like. Everybody is really put into the thick of it. No one is sitting back on a walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Everyone is full
I was
throttle
about to say what happened to
going
Millie's
for
accent.
it.
Every episode is bigger than the last.
That Mike's mom.
This is a season about like fighting to the bone, even when you don't know that you're gonna win.
It's the highest stakes that the show has ever been.
It's just so exciting that
Has to
we
be.
got to start this thing, but now finish it out all together.
It's about the people you make it with. It's about getting to make something that you believe in. If you have that, you can do anything, really.
We've come full circle. The fans will be truly satisfied with the ending.
I hope so, Caleb, because it's been a decade and only 5 seasons. Hopefully we wrap this up in a nice little package. All right, November 26th for part 1, because they're doing that. Somebody said, seriously, 4 years and they're releasing it in 2 parts. No, fool, 3. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. I feel like David Tennant in Doctor Who. I don't want to go. But all good things must come to an end. All right, what is my next trailer? My next trailer is simply The Mandalorian and Grogu. So let's check this one out. All right. Mando and Grogu. No, they gave Grogu instead of periscope. I don't remember what that telescope. There's an Azalea. Hey Grogu, what the hell's going on? Okay, I forgot Sigourney Weaver was in this movie. Messed up. No dialogue in here, really. Okay, Grogu swimming. That
impressive.
Okay, there's a Jabba's son whose name I'm drawing a blank on. Is it gonna say this is the way? Yep. Okay, they blew up an AT-AT. And why would you put an AT-AT on a cliff? That's just a disaster waiting to happen. Okay. Mandalorian and Grogu. George Fry mask. Do I want to drive down the... What the hell?
Good shot, baby.
May 2026. It's obviously going to be PG or PG-13. All right. May 22nd, 2026. So, looks good. Like I said, there wasn't any dialogue really in the trailer. It was just Mando saying impressive and one of the Azalians telling Grogu, good shot. So, not really much to go on for that. Anyway, final trailer for It, Welcome to Derry, since that comes back in a few weeks. I'm sorry, at the end of next month. So let's check this out. Maine, 1962.
Hello? Oh, hi. I'm Rich, by the way. Will.
I was about to say, are there any black people in this? But that answered that question.
Was renting a house in town. 8 years living on base, I just think my missus is ready for a little taste of normal.
Well, if normal is what you're after, you two are going to love Derry.
You don't like it much down here.
That Taylor Page?
You know, it's hard not to miss the
Yeah, that is Taylor Page. Oh, see, there go to racism.
We're getting into the swing of it, though. Starting to feel like home.
This where you find the burning cross in your yard?
Here. We don't really talk about it. No one does.
Joshing.
They never even found a body. But maybe we could figure out what really happened to him.
Could have been a drifter.
Do you think somebody could kidnap a kid and keep him underground? In the sewers?
My only problem with this show is I already know it's not going to end well because they didn't beat Pennywise.
We have 25 disappearances.
To him?
Confirmed deaths. Mostly children.
Oh shit.
Something bad's coming.
That dude looks familiar. Okay, so this is when he first got there.
What is that?
And people need to remember, Pennywise is an alien, he's not a demon. What's that? Oh, she did. Hey, James Remar. You'll float too. I should have rewatched it before I started Stranger Things. But those are movies. They don't take as much time as a TV show. All right. Mother's calling. Because I am recording. Jesus Christ, I will be down there in a bit. Relax. I said I'll be there. Be there when I get there. All right. Anyway, I'll get that later. So a show that became a movie that had like 15 other series and spin-offs and sequel series is coming back to Fox. Baywatch is getting a reboot for the 2026-2027 season. So sometime maybe in the spring, we're getting a 12-episode straight-to-order series from Fox. This new iteration will be by showrunner Matt Nix, who worked on Burn Notice. I really care about this. He will be executive producer as well. And it will also be done by Fremantle and Fox Entertainment. So Bob McCourt, who I guess is the president of Fremantle, when this show was originally being pitched, said that back in June that they were in advanced talks with Fox, as the network had also been exploring filming locations. So if you don't recall, the first 9 seasons of Baywatch were shot in LA, and the last 2 were shot in Hawaii. In Hawaii, like The Rock. Gotta stop me. It's possible that they might be going back to LA, but it's also rumored that they might be shooting in Australia. I think they're gonna go back to LA since there was another show on Fox that dealt with lifeguards. It was called Rescue High Surf. Even it was, but it was supposed to take place in Hawaii. But I gotta see who's a part of the cast. Honestly, because it's Baywatch. As long as it's not like campy like the show was, to the point where, you know, the movie made fun of the show with, like, you know, the sand drifters and the guys with the coolers that would steal your stuff. But I don't know. Some people stand in the darkness, afraid to step into the light. I wonder if they're going to keep the theme. Anyway, I'm going to take a break. Here's the W ad. Be right back. This episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix 1 packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task, and go to debbie.gg and use my promo code angryblerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's debbie.gg with promo code angryblerd10. Damn it. I spilled tiger's blood on my shirt. Anyway, next story. Tom Holland. We have to wish Tom Holland a speedy recovery. He suffered a concussion. Why did I say concussion like that? On the set of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and is going to take a break from filming. It has been described as a mild concussion, and they said that he will be taking about a week off, and nobody else got injured. Production has been halted, and they are expected to return the week that this episode of the podcast will be released. Like I said, mild concussion. I guess he was at dinner with Zendaya and felt a little lightheaded after, you know, what happened on set, because it's not really it's very vague what happened. So no one's saying like he hit his head against the wall or anything like that. I heard rumors that, you know, he slightly fractured his skull, which that's not a mild concussion. That would be a full-on concussion. And possibly severe swelling of the brain. But yeah, speedy recovery to him. And while I am on the topic of Spider-Man Brand New Day, we got a confirmation that Tombstone will be indeed in the movie. And none other than Marvin Jones III, aka Crondon, will be playing Tombstone. So this is not Marvin Jones' first time playing Tombstone. He also provides the voice of Tombstone and Into the Spider-Verse. I don't think Tombstone was in Across the Spider-Verse, but he will also be reprising his role for Beyond the Spider-Verse So for those of you who don't know who Krondon is, he also played Tobias Well on Black Lightning. And before anyone asks who's listening, yes, he is albino. I'm going to see if I can find a supercut of all the internalized racism that Tobias Well had to say about Black Lightning and his family, as he is an albino black man.
You big lip, bug-eyed, nappy-headed Nimrod. Squeeze these darkies till they crack. Folks gotta get off of that fried chicken and watermelon Kool-Aid diet. Ungrateful ass nappy-head Negroes. I hate incompetent, thick-lipped, scratch where it don't itch Negroes like you. Y'all keep us acting like newly freed slaves. The thick lips ain't making sense, Tom. I've seen your blistering black ass playing dress-up lately. Happy to spend the days tending to master's land. Look at this electrified idiot of a Negro here. That's why I hate these church-going Negroes. So you gonna free me, master? I'm gonna kill your black monkey ass. Frieza learned that the Pierce family is the chocolate-covered Incredibles. You ghetto glowworm. Sit your weak monkey ass down.
How you gonna be talking about people's lips and you got big lips too, bro? So yeah, I got my iPad, so you know what that means. It is time for me to talk about comic previews for things that are coming out in December of this year, which really is not a lot. Surprisingly, ain't really been much that like caught my eye. So on the side of merch, we are getting a Mega Man Funko. It's $14.99, 4 inches tall. They have I don't know who Chase is, but it says Mega Man Funko figure with Chase, and there is a 1 in 6 chance you may find. Okay, the zombie Chase. Okay, I guess they have like zombie variants, because yeah, he's got like little green specks on his face. So I like get the photos of both of those. Like I said, that one's $14.99. I don't think there was a release date for it. All right, what else do I have? Marvel Zombies. I will be reviewing the first 2 episodes. They released the Funkos for Blade Knight, Zombie Hawkeye, and Zombie Captain America, who is just upper torso. Those are $11.99 each. Here's one for Iron Man 3. Tony, no, this is the first Iron Man. This is Tony in his garage. So it's when he is working on the gauntlet, and he hears the report about the 10 Rings terrorizing another town, and he basically suits up for the first time. That one is $24.99. So it's Tony with the gauntlet with the backdrop of the garage. And I guess there's a bunch of those that like kind of interconnect with each other. This is from What If, the series, the Avengers Super Mech, from the episode in, I want to say, the final season, where Banner became the giant Gamma Kaiju leader or whatever like that. That one's $24.99. It says from the first episode of the Disney Plus animated series, What If, comes the supersized pop of the final form of the Avenger mech, a robot warrior formed by the combination of all the Avengers mech suits. Standing at approximately 6 inches tall, this mighty mecha warrior comes armed with hammer and shield and is ready to battle the Apex Hulk and his army. Alien Earth. We are getting a Wendy and a Xenomorph figure. Wendy is $11.99. And the Xenomorph is $24.99. So the Xenomorph is 6 inches. So that's why. All right. Another one. Invincible. We are getting the Series 3 Funkos of Invincible. One is also a Chase variant. So that $14.99 a piece. It says when a mysterious evil has arrived to take over your Funko Fusion collection, team up with Pop Invincible to face the villainous foe and save the day. Bring your Pop games lineup to life when you add your Pop Invincible to your Invincible set. There's a 1 in 6 chance you may find the bloody chase of Pop Invincible. This collectible includes a redeemable code for an in-game item for Funko Fusion. Vinyl figure is approximately 4.5 inches tall. Chase variants are shipped at random. Receiving a Chase purchase is not guaranteed. So 1 in 6 chance of that. So good luck with that. A show that I liked that got removed off of HBO Max when I was in the middle of watching basically the second to last iteration of that series. Ben 10 is getting a Ben Tennyson and a Heat Blast Funko. These are $14.99 a piece, both 4.5 inches tall. All right, so now comics. Image is relaunching The Darkness. So for those of you who don't know, The Darkness was one of the first comics that Image launched when they so the background of Image is a bunch of artists at DC who didn't appreciate that they were being underpaid, so they went and formed their own comic book company. So it was Waz Persetto, I think I said his last name right. I know I didn't. I don't even know why I lied like that. Rob Liefeld, Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, Dale Keown, Todd McFarlane. And I feel like there's two more in there. I feel like it was 8 of them. But anyway, Mark Silvestri, he came up with The Darkness. So The Darkness revolves around a character of the name of Jackie Estacado. He is part of a mafia family who ends up basically getting superpowers. And like, I'm just going to read the synopsis. In a world consumed by darkness, one man becomes the darkness. Jackie Estacado is back, thrust into the supernatural war between the dark and the light, and a no-holds-barred adventure where the edge of reality grinds against supernatural forces, grappling for control over each other in the waking world. Mafia hitman Jackie Estacado was blessed and cursed on his 21st birthday when he became the bearer of the darkness, an elemental force that allows those who wield it to access an otherworldly dimension and control over demons who dwell there. Forces in the world rise up to face Jackie and his evil gift. In the evil gift he represents. There is one small problem in this story. Evil is good. From co-creator Mark Silvestri, with the universe-shattering first issue art by Ed Benes. Wait, Ed Benes is back? Okay. Followed by issue 2 with ongoing series artist Raymond Gay, comes an explosive new era of the darkness. Comes out December 10th, $4.99, 48 pages. So Ed Benes is only doing the first issue. That's funny because I was asking myself a couple days ago, what happened to Ed Benes? He was the definitive artist one of the definitive artists in like the 2000s. And he just basically like up and disappeared. So I don't know. All right, my next book, Inferno Girl Red, book 2, issue 1. Story by Matt Groom, with art by Erica DeSuro. All right. So this is from the team behind Immortal Legend Batman. Cassia Casa has established herself as Apex City's protector, but now still reeling from a heartbreaking loss. The consequences of her past victories have come back to haunt her. Who are the twins? What are their plans for Apex? And what shocking revelation will leave Cassia reeling? Co-creators Erica DeRusso and Matt Groom return to delivering blistering action and teen drama in the first 3 40-page issues. This comes out to December 3rd. Says 48 pages. I'm guessing those last 8 are like ads, and it's $4.99. Check out Inferno Girl Red if you like Power Rangers and things like that. I highly recommend it. All right, now we are onward to Boom. So this is a one-shot. This is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zord Quest, written by Joey Esposito with art by Gavin Smith. It comes out December 31st, 40 pages, $7.99 for the regular cover, $9.99 for the foil variant. Synopsis: what defines a hero? The Power Rangers discover that for themselves in this special one-shot. After a devastating encounter with the villainous Madame Axelot, the Mighty Morphin team is left questioning whether they truly have what it takes. To regain their confidence, they'll each have to go on a spiritual quest to discover the breathtaking landmarks that their Zords call home. Will they be able to see themselves? Will they be able to see for themselves the qualities that make them heroes at heart? So check that out, Power Ranger fans. You guys already know that. So don't know if I'm going to get this one, but I did not know this was a comic until I saw it in solicits. Afterburner. So the movie I told you guys about a couple months ago with Dave Bautista, Sam Jackson, Olga Kurylenko, where Dave Bautista is stealing the Mona Lisa for Sam Jackson because he just wants shit. Did not know this was a comic. It's from Red 5 Comics. The paperback will be coming out December 3rd. It's 104 pages. It's only $12.95. So same synopsis as the movie. A year ago, a massive solar flare destroyed the Earth's eastern hemisphere with the power of 1,000 nuclear bombs. But amid chaos, there's profit. This is where Jake comes in, retrieving valuable items from the burn zone where he can outwit the competition and the mutated locals. So I will be reviewing this movie next week. And like I said last week, it just like came out of nowhere that it was released like the same Friday as him. Also, Afterburn Crossfire, it's volume 2, Same writer and artist, Scott Chitwood with Roderick Thornton on art. Also comes out December 3rd. This one is 1995. So this one says Jake and his friends are hired to recover holy relics from the burn zone, but so are other teams of rival treasure hunters. Soon enough, the race is on to collect the most prizes, but little do they know they may be headed towards a threat they can't escape from. You know what? I might buy those. I got to see how the movie is first to incentivize me. Because if I don't know something is based off of a comic, or if I know something is based off of a comic and I didn't read the comic, but I watched it, I'll go back and read the comic. So like that happened with me with The Walking Dead. I watched the show first because I was like, I don't really care about this crap. It's in black and white. And like the first season grabbed me to the point where I caught up to like, I want to say season 2 was starting. And by then, like I was more or less like onward to like the next arc, which was the prison arc with the governor and everything, where Rick was supposed to lose his hand but didn't, but they let Herschel lose his leg. So y'all just couldn't CG Andrew Lincoln's hand, but y'all CG'd out Herschel's leg. Anyway, moving on, entertainment. Dark Starkers X Street Fighter Rogues issue 1. And I think this is a one-shot. It's 32 pages, no release date on it. It's part 3. Jeddah has sent Queen Bee in the Soul Bee army to attack our heroes. Are the combined forces of BB Hood, Victor, 39, and Gil enough to hold them at bay? The Dark Starkers X Street Fighter crossover continues. So yeah, I got to see where the rest of it is because I don't remember seeing those in solicits. All right, so DC, Absolute Batman Arkham Special. This is a one-shot that will be released on December 3rd. Written by Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry, with arts by Joshua Hickson. The origins of the enigmatic Arkham are explored. What terrible secrets lie within its walls, and just who is assigned to protect it from discovery. Not a new issue or a one-shot, but I just thought I would showcase this. Absolute Wonder Woman issue 15. So Kelly Thompson, Hayden Sherman. And this is the first meeting of Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman. So it says the first meeting of two absolute heroes has arrived at last. The mark of Hecate at a crime scene in Gotham draws Wonder Woman into Batman's orbit in dramatic fashion. The world's greatest detective and the world's most famous witch must work together to solve a series of grisly and ambitious murders that threaten something much more dangerous coming for Gotham. And don't miss January's Absolute Batman 16 for the second chapter in this world-shaking meeting. So great. I got to get Absolute Wonder Woman again. All right. Marvel, like I said, not a lot of solicits for me. Ultimate Universe, 2 years in. This is a one-shot. They do this every year as far as the Ultimate Universe is concerned because it does it in real time. So this is written by Dennis Camp and Alex Packendale. No idea who the art's going to be by yet. Says, all paths lead to Endgame. In preparations for the Maker's return in Ultimate Endgame, the Ultimate Guardians have been traveling across time and space, recruiting members new and old. Travel across all corners of the Ultimate Universe. Don't miss the dawn of many new characters, including Ultimate Daredevil. Can't check that out. Who the fuck is that? Violet Bell? I think that's Violet Bell. I think she already appeared though. All right. The big one. Oh, God. Why? All right. I'm not straining because of who's writing this. It's the art. All right. So this is Ultimate Endgame. This is a 5-issue miniseries. I've been telling you guys about Ultimate Endgame for the past couple months. Written by Dennis Camp. Art by Terry Johnson and Jonas Sharp. And I don't have a problem with Jonas Sharp. It's Terry Johnson. Terry Johnson draws everybody. They look the same no matter what book it is. It could be DC, Marvel, Image, Top Cow, Boom, Dynamite, IDW, Mad Cave, whatever. But everybody looks the same. He has no variation in skills whatsoever. All right, Endgame has arrived. The moment that has been building since the beginning of the new Ultimate Universe. Spinning out of Dennis Camp and Ron Friedman's Ultimates comes the culmination of Ultimate Invasion. 2,000 years have passed in the Ultimate Universe, but inside the city, the Maker has had thousands of... Oh, okay, they put 1,000 in paragraphs because he's basically been stuck in like this city for 2,000 years. So the makers had thousands of years to prepare for his return. With the barrier around the city finally gone, heroes all across the Ultimate Universe must mobilize to defeat the Maker before it's game over for everyone. Meanwhile, the rest of the world wages World War III. 32 pages, $5.99. All right. I believe this is a one-shot. This is going to be Sorcerer Supreme. Number one. So I don't know who is writing this or drawing it, unless the person's name is M, because it says writer M, artist M. All right, so this is The Sorcerer Supreme is dead. Long live the Sorcerer Supreme. In the aftermath of one world under Doom, because Dr. Doom is currently the Sorcerer Supreme, a new power rises, one willing to defy the tradition, break every rule, and chart a bold new path. Will this rogue Sorcerer Supreme bring magic in the Marvel Universe to new heights or leave it in ruin? 32 pages, $4.99. Why is Gambit on this cover? Gambit don't use magic. Storm don't use magic. Valeria, she can probably learn magic. All right. Doctor Strange, issue 1, written by Derek Landy with art by Ivan Fiorillo. All right. After becoming the Sorcerer Supreme for Asgard, Stephen lost his chance at redemption and revenge against Doom when Loki murdered Thor, cutting Midgard off from the other 9 realms. Wait, what? I gotta catch up on Thor. With no way home and few allies remaining in Asgard, Strange travels to Alfheim to investigate an emerging crisis, but in an unfamiliar land, can Strange prevent elves and angels from going to war over a mysterious coffin? Maybe with some help from heaven's own Angela. Derek Lange and Ivan Fiorillo join forces for a bold new era of Doctor Strange that take him on a true journey into mystery. Let's see what they did there. Because Marvel used to have a book called Journey into Mystery, and that's where a lot of characters appeared, like Iron Man. No, Iron Man was in Tales to Astonish. Journey into Mystery was like the sci-fi stuff. So Doctor Strange, Thor, so on and so forth. 32 pages, $4.99. All right. Wicked, Witch's Road, 5-issue miniseries. Written by Wyatt Kennedy, art by Andy Pereira. A dark, macabre adventure awaits down the Witch's Road that will reshape Wiccan and the magical fabric of the Marvel Universe forever. Wiccan and Hulkling arrive back on Earth, but nothing can be easy for Marvel's favorite former space emperors. With Hulkling grievously wounded, it's up to Wiccan to save the day, but what lengths will he be willing to do so? So, I get it. It's the MCU of it all. MCU synergy, since Wiccan walked the Witch's Road, Agatha all alone, although he really made the Witch's Road, that won't be the case here because the Witch's Road actually exists in the comics. I think James Robinson invented it when he did a Scarlet Witch book years ago. I predate that, but I don't know. All right, The Will of Doom. This looks like it's going to be a one-shot. Written by Chip Zdarsky and art by Kafu, who is actually one of my favorite artists. Says, as the Fantastic Four deal with the fallout of one world under Doom, they're faced with big questions and a surprising new global menace. Will the White House have their backs? Will the Red Hulk? The next stage of the Marvel Universe starts here. Yes, this is a one-shot. It's 48 pages and it's $6.99. All right. The End, $20.99. Not sure if I'm reading this one because there's been a lot of $20.99 books going on, but I haven't read a single one. This is written by Steve Orlando with art by Ibrahim Robertson. Not even Robertson. All right. From the ashes of the Age of Heroes, a new generation of vigilantes like Spider-Man 29, Nova 2099, and Red Hulk 29 emerged in the dystopia that forged a bright new future. A future that has come to the end in the face of Odysseus, a horrifying fusion of a null-infected Galactus. As the Devourer in Black descends upon the world, a deal is struck with the devil, literally as Mephisto bets the fate of 2099 in a brutal battle of survival, pitting the warriors of 2099 against fan-favorite characters from across the multi-universe, like Age of Apocalypse era Wolverine, Claremont Byrne era Cyclops, and Marvel Girl. House of M era Wanda Maximoff, and so many more, each battling for their own universe's survival. It's hero against hero, and there's no holds barred war against extinction. But as Marvel's past and present duking out, only one thing is certain: the future is coming and it's forming in and it's arriving in the form of Spider-Man 3099. 32 pages, $4.99. All right. Black Panther Intergalactic, written by Victor Lavely, with art by Stefano Nessi. The only thing Stefano Nessi is strong. T'Challa, King of Wakanda, faces the challenge of uniting all of his kingdom on Earth and in the stars. Before he can begin, though, something or someone steals him away to a mysterious planet where the Black Panther must fight for his life. Shuri, his sister, works to find him, but with the king and princess distracted, well, someone else sees the title of Emperor of Wakanda. 32 pages, $4.99. So, on the sale, December 3rd, Doctor Strange issue 1, Marvel Universe 2, Ultimate Universe 2 years in, Wiccan Witch's Road. All right. December 30, I'm sorry. I hate the fact that this is never in order. December 10th, The End 2099. December 17th, Black Panther Intergalactic. December 24th, The Wheel of Doom. Christmas Eve, Sorcerer Supreme #1. And Ultimate Endgame issue. So that's it for my solicits. All right, my next story. PlayStation had their state of play. In my opinion, it was very underwhelming. I really wasn't feeling anything that they showed, with the exception of Wolverine. But I'm going to go over it anyway. So, we got to look at Battlefield 6. It says, step into the boots of Dagger 13 as Battlefield 6 unveils its globe-trotting single-player campaign. This elite Marine Raiders unit is determined to stop Pax Armata, a private military corporation seeking to reshape global power as world order teeters on the edge of collapse. Switch between members and command the rest of your unit to support you in this military thriller. Okay, I've never heard of that in like a FPS where you can take over different characters in the game. All right, Chronoscript, The Endless End. Navigate the world of words in a PS5 exploration based 2D action adventure coming from the same creative minds of RPG Time, The Legend of Right. Deathworks Inc. in collaboration with Shushia Games. So I'm not going to go over all these because I got a lot of reviews to do and I still have to head down to Fort Lauderdale. Dynasty Warriors 3 is getting a remaster. So this was the original PS2. Dynasty Warriors 3 introduced many players to the series' core staples such as 2-player simultaneous play and the officer development system. Come March 19th next year, it'll be reborn on the PS5 and the former Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition remastered, built on Unreal Engine 5 and featuring numerous enhancements. PlayStation also announced that they are releasing a God of War 20th Anniversary Edition controller. Doesn't look that much different from the white one, besides it has Kratos' red mark and the buttons are red. Pre-orders are open on October 3rd. Gran Turismo 7, don't care. Halloween is coming out on September 8th of next year. It is basically Dead by Daylight, but only Michael Myers. So you get to play as either Michael Myers or you get to play as survivors who have to basically call the cops and stave off Michael Myers. But it did look good. Like they gave Michael Myers like this weird like shadow effect power where, you know, he can stealthily move across the map, so he could just like pop up behind whoever's a survivor and kill them. And Wolverine finally coming out fall of next year if it doesn't get delayed. So, you know, we all know about the Insomniac hack from what, like 3 years ago, like right before Spider-Man 2 came out. But we finally got the look, got confirmation on who's playing Wolverine, and that would be none other than Liam McIntyre, who took over the role of Spartacus from Andy Whitfield on Stars after he had to step down due to his cancer diagnosis and his passing. He also played, I believe, Weather Wizard on The Flash. So yeah. Neo 3 is coming out. I still haven't played the other two. I have the first one. I think I might have the second one. I'm not entirely sure. But that will be out February 26th. I'm sorry, not 26th, February 6th of next year. Also, we got the announcement for the PlayStation monthly games for October. So October 7th, we'll get Tekken 3 on and Soul Calibur 3 as part of the PlayStation Classics, but it looks like Goat Simulator 3, Alan Wake 2, and something called Cocoon.
Try!
They also announced some PlayStation Pulse Elevate speakers. I don't think they have a release date for those just yet. Let me go ahead and look into this. But they work with PS5, PC, and Mac. They have built-in mics with AI enhanced noise rejection, lifelike desktop audio, PlayStation Link ultra low latency, and multiple device connectivity, built for desktop and gaming portability. So you can actually connect this to your PlayStation Portal if you want to. Highly customizable audio. It just says that they'll come out sometime next year. Oh, Soros was a game that I saw that caught my eye. House Marquee, same people who made Returnal. This game will be coming out March 20th, 2026, and that looks good. If you got Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, they announced one of the DLCs that will be coming out next year will be a Mega Man 2 patch content. It's part of the season pass. So sometime next year. You're getting the 7 Deadly Sins game if you plan on if you like the anime. I don't, but like I said, there really wasn't much that caught my eye. It was mainly Soros, Neo 3, Wolverine, and Halloween. Oh, Highlander cast. Why did I put the Beyond the Spider-Verse also got bumped up a week. So instead of coming out, what was the release date originally? If it loads, it will now be released June 18th, 2027. So that's good for us. Highlander update. As far as casting goes, Drew McIntyre has joined the cast. For those of you who do not know who Drew McIntyre is, he is a wrestler signed to WWE, and he is actually Scottish. So 2 Scots in the movie. So there's that. It's time for me to cue the spoiler alert, and I am going to talk about Alien Earth, season 1, episode 8, which is titled "The Real Monsters." Directed by Dana Gonzalez, written by Noah Hawley and Magizi Penisoa. So basically, in the aftermath of the last episode with Nips going apeshit on the soldiers, the xenomorph killing a bunch of people, Arthur Sylvia dying, Morrow and the rest of the Yutani agents being captured. Everyone's basically been imprisoned. So the hybrids are in one cell, Joe and Morrow in the other. Wendy, who is basically the most advanced of the hybrids because she was the first, she actually has access to all the systems of Neverland Island. Hence the reason why she was able to let the xenomorph out of the last one. So she blocked the facility's cameras and communications. Broke everybody out. Morrow broke himself out. Decided to go fight Kirsch. Broke Kirsch's back. And all the hybrids slowly started rounding everybody up. Boy Cavalier tried to run, but Wendy eventually caught up with him. Adam, who is Boy Cavalier's assistant, we actually found out that he indeed was the first synth that Boy Cavalier made to replace his father. And they basically tried to set up Joe to get taken over by the eyeball jockey. But Wendy put a stop to that. It went down a drain and disappeared until like the end of the episode. And takes over Arthur's beach rotted corpse. But very good episode. I don't know how I feel just yet. I mean, I need to see more because there was a lot of exposition dumps in this episode of Wendy saying Boy Cavaliers and Peter Pan. You know, he grew up, but yet he refuses to grow up and he refuses to acknowledge it. But all in all, I would give this season 9. Just for small things, like they really should not have put the photo of the actor in the xenomorph suit out, rocking Adidas, because now that's all I see in my head. Like when the xenomorph is out on the beach, who's just basically running wild and free at this point. So it's like, yo, Wendy, you gonna wrangle him in before the rest of the Utani soldiers get there? Because very awkward if you don't, because then it's just gonna go on a full-blown killing spree. All right, Peacemaker. I'm doing episodes 5 and 6 because, like an idiot, I forgot to review episode 5. Back to the Suture, directed by Althea Jones, written by James Gunn. So, Harcourt and Peacemaker meet at a park, which actually turns out to be an ambush. And Harcourt sent Peacemaker the code word for a setup, which is copacetic. He decided to come anyway. He expressed his feelings to her. He gets ambushed by Argus agent Sacha Bardot, has a shot on him, but Harcourt takes him down so he doesn't get shot in the head. Rick Flag beats him black and blue while Harcourt has to kind of almost book him. So, you know, they can't basically say that, oh, Peacemaker disappeared. So then they end up having to let him go. Chris has a conversation with Harcourt, like, yo, do you really have any feelings for me? And she's like, no, fuck you, okay? We made out once on a boat, and that was a mistake. So he writes a farewell letter to everybody. Well, he writes it out of bio, and she reads it to everybody. Judo Master is trailing Peacemaker as he opens the portal to go to a new world, and he resets the dimensional gateway so nobody can follow him. Autobio reads the letter. Vigilante is crying on Autobio. And then they decide, you know, we have to go and get Chris, because Chris is now living on this new earth with his brother and his dad and Eagly, and his new relationship with Autobio. All right. Episode 6, Ignorance is Chris. This is where we're getting at. Written and directed by James Gunn. They figure out how to set the portal. They go in through the dimensional gateway. They figure out what door it is. They go there. Keith shows up and takes Prime Amelia to Argus after being covered in cocaine at Vigilante's house, because he keeps all the money and the drugs from every superhero raid he does in his basement, where he lives with his mom, and also lied to her about Harcourt being his girlfriend. Meanwhile, Chris is laying in bed with alternate Earth Harcourt, and she's in the shower, and they're getting ready to head into work. Economos stays behind at the house and cleans up the mess that Eagly made while Autobio goes out for a walk. And then we slowly realize that everyone's looking at Autobio very weirdly, and Harcourt is being interrogated due to the fact that the drug sniffing dog felt a little bit suspicious, so they ran her blood work, and Chris sees her there. They have a conversation about everything. And then Earth 2, alternate Earth, Harcourt shows up to work, and things get suspicious. And Prime Harcourt tells Chris, you know, I've only been here for a couple minutes, and I just realized there's no people of color here. Keith is driving down the street. He sees Ayabato, and everybody starts freaking out. And I'm so glad nobody said the N-word, but they're like, oh, it's a black. It's a black. And then Chris looks at the American flag, sees a swastika on there. And also, Vigilante went and met himself, and they are basically the same person, with the exception of Earth X, Earth 2, whatever you want to call it. Vigilante hates Peacemaker. Meanwhile, Rick Flag, also Senior, visits Lex Luthor and Bell Reeve to strike a deal with him to move him to another prison with no metas in exchange for helping locate Peacemaker in the dimensional portal. So yes, fan theories called it Earth X. Everybody was saying since like episode 3 or 4, hey, where's all of ain't no black person in here, no Indian people, no Hispanic people. So it's like, ooh, okay. So yeah, this is where we're going. All right, cool. All right, guys, I actually forgot to review Gen V, so big booting this right back up, and I'm gonna add it in somewhere. All right, episode 4, Bags, directed by Alric Riley, written by Brant Engelstein and Chris Dinges. Yes. All right. So after the backlash of Jordan revealing everything that happened about attacking Kate, Andre dying, Cypher organizes a fight between Marie and Jordan. And if they refuse, he will send all three of them, so Jordan, Marie, and Emma, back to Elmira. So in an attempt to find out some information on Cypher, Jordan and Kate break into Cypher's house and discover his father in a hyperbaric chamber. Marie gains better control of her powers due to lessons with Cypher, and he tells her that Odessa was a project that was made to enhance suits and that she can be more powerful than Homelander if she puts her mind to it. Marie also discovers that there is no V in Cypher's blood, since, she can read blood, and she also came up with the conclusion that he is human. Harper tries to get Emma to control her powers without her harmful methods of vomiting. Cypher was like, yo, Kate, you're an idiot. This is the 21st century. We have cameras, so I saw you breaking my house. All right. They figure out a way to blackmail Cypher by using Kate as a scapegoat. So Emma goes in through a pipe to give her a camera, but Cypher remains unfazed and also reveals his powers in the middle of Kate and Marie's fight. Marie and Jordan's fight by manipulating Jordan. And Marie actually ends up using her powers to take control of Jordan's blood to win the fight. Very good episode. It sucks that we only have 4 episodes left. But I am enjoying Gen V. But anyway, here is the Marvel Zombies review. All right. So Marvel Zombies came out. And I am doing the first 2 episodes because I don't have time to watch the entire thing. And as far as I know, this is a miniseries. So, first episode. Also, can I just say that, guys, can we give Zell Wells a break? Because he wrote a good majority of, he wrote actually every single episode of this series. So 5 years after the zombie outbreak devastates Earth, we got Kate Bishop, Riri Williams, and Kamala Khan all living in New York, scraping and surviving. And on their daily patrol, they find a shrunken device inside a zombie shield agent, where they realize they have to go to a shield base in Ohio to activate it. And meanwhile, they get stuck in between a fight between Icarus and a zombie Carol Danvers. Kate gets killed, Riri gets bit, and Blade Knight actually comes out of nowhere and saves Kamala, takes her to the base where they encounter Melina Vostokov, Alexei Shostakov, and Yelena Bova, who have basically taken up refuge in the base, and they figure out that it is a beacon to send a signal to the Nova Corps. But the zombies attack the base, which are led by zombie Okoye, who serves the Red Queen, aka Wanda Maximoff. Red Guardian gets excited because he gets to fight a zombie Steve Rogers finally. And like I said about the Funko, he ain't got no bottom half. It's just his upper torso. Meanwhile, there's also a zombie Hawkeye there, a zombie Ghost, and a male Blonsky. Alexei kills Steve Rogers, Blade Knight kills Ava, and Melina instantly sacrifices herself to allow Blade Knight, Kamala, Red Guardian, and Yelena to escape. And Blade Knight reveals that he knows a ship capable, he knows the location of a ship that's able to reach space. All right, episode 2, we get a flashback of Shang-Chi and Katie and Jimmy Woo all on the West Coast, basically fighting their way through a horde of survivors when the Ten Rings shows up, and it's Death Dealer and Wenwu. Shang-Chi gets bitten, and Wenwu sacrifices himself and gives him the 10 rings to basically contain the outbreak. So we jump back to 5 years later to the present, and we see Katie and Shang-Chi are sharing the 10 rings, and they're on a type of Mad Max type situation, trying to make it to Zemo's sanctuary. Zemo, of all people, and you know what his sanctuary is? The Raft. So Kamala Khan's there with Blade, Yelena, and Red Guardian. So they're getting ready to head to New Asgard when they come across the Tolokani, and Namor comes in and wrecks stuff. Zemo decides to sacrifice Kamala, Red Guardian, Yelena, and Blade to Namor, but that backfires and the raft basically goes to crap, and Yelena stays behind to manually override the escape pods so the rest of the group can get free. I mean, so far I'm digging these first 2 episodes. I did not expect them to take Florence Pugh off the board that fast. Maybe she's not dead. I'm being very optimistic, but I don't know. I mean, she was on a sinking ship, basically. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Him. This is my review for Him. Directed by Justin Tipping. Written by Justin Tipping, Skip Bronke, Zach Ackers. Stars Marlon Wayans, Tariq Withers, Julia Fox, and Tim Heidecker. So this movie follows Cameron Cade, who watches his favorite football team, the San Antonio Sabres, win the league championship. But he also witnesses his favorite quarterback, Isaiah White, suffer a basically career-ending injury as when he was a child. Meanwhile, we see after he graduates college, he is on the verge of being drafted. He is training for the combine when he gets attacked by somebody in a goat costume, which causes him to have to get his head stapled. Cam still continues to attempt his football career despite the doctors saying, hey, you might want to slow down because you could do some permanent damage to yourself. But his agent Tom actually gets the Saviors to do a one-on-one training session with Isaiah for a week in the desert. And Isaiah puts Cam through a lot of disturbing challenges, including a practice drill where football, but she repeatedly hits somebody in the head, which basically causes him to lose a couple teeth. Isaiah is getting his blood drawn so he can keep it stored because his blood is at an elevated level due to all the training he's done. But Cam has slowly been getting ejected with Isaiah's blood, which causes him to have hallucinations, but he believes it's an energy booster. Cam is also attacked by a crazed fan, and Isaiah kills her. And Cam tries to leave, but then Isaiah's wife, played by Julia Fox, tries to seduce him, but Cam don't fall for it. Cam wakes up the next day with Isaiah at his bed saying, "Oh, did you sleep with my wife with a gun on him?" He's like, "Nah." But anyway, so towards the end of the movie, they're basically at a secret party to meet the Saviors owners. Marco, who is the team doctor, tells Cam to run, but Cam doesn't. So the owners offer Cam some drinks, which basically is Isaiah's blood mixed with some alcohol. Cam finds Marco's head in a plastic line room where Elsie, who is Isaiah's wife, soothes him until he passes out. Cam wakes up in a nice bath back at Isaiah's compound with more of Isaiah's blood being injected into him. Cam finds out that this whole thing is supposed to basically be you're going to be my avatar, like I was to my mentor and his mentor, and so on and so forth. So basically it's a gladiator type situation. 2 men enter a room, only one can leave. Isaiah gets killed by Cam, so Cam ends up on the football field where LC and all the Saviors owners and Tom are wearing animal masks and present him with a contract to sign. They revealed that they arranged basically everything in Cam's life so he could be the next great super quarterback. and that they orchestrated the attack on him. Cam refused to sign the contract, killed all the owners. Elsie accidentally kills herself. He also kills the owner, but he spares Tom, who ends up being dragged into a Pentagon and blown up. And then that's the end of the movie. So, all in all, I liked the movie. I really didn't have any notes about it. The only issue I really had was the X-ray stuff that you see in the trailer when like Cam gets hit and whatnot. I didn't need that. Maybe you do it like one time, but like in the middle of a fight, it's unnecessary. And I really felt like we could have used like another maybe like 15-20 minutes of fleshing out some things. But oh no, I like the movie. I will honestly probably give it an 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5. I'm kind of like in that 7-8 wiggle room because I'm not in a rush to watch it, but I will watch it again when it comes out. So yeah, guys, that's it. That was another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe. W.GG. Use my promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. I'm going to finish drinking this, and I'm going to call my mama back because yeah, like, yo, I said I'm coming down. Chill out, okay? I know, okay? It's my aunt's funeral, and I'll be there, okay? But bye, y'all. Next week, episode 7 of Peacemaker, Afterburn review, and the last 2 episodes of Marvel Zombies. All right.